Hello, you're welcome back to Project Management Demystified. Right, so this is episode 10 of our Agile Project Management series, focusing on the role of a Scrum Master. And if I eventually go into other roles within Agile Project Management, like the release train engineer, for instance, or Agile coach, some of the things I've covered here would the relevance to those roles as well, being a servant leader, facilitating discussions and facilitating value delivery and all those good stuff. They'll be relevant. Today I want to speak about metrics. I don't really like metrics, but unfortunately I can't be doing only the things I like at work. Metrics are very good. They have their own pros and they also have their own cons. And this is my opinion based on experience. So metrics are very good because they can help the team to improve. Say, for instance, predictability or burndown. So predictability is how we can measure what the team can do in a given period of time. So if we've sized our work to be at a certain level, so we've gotten to a level over time where some of our work, we categorize them as small, some as medium, or we use story points. We can use anything, but as long as it works for the team. So we've categorized our work, and over time, we know that in 2 weeks, with X number of people, this is how many story points we can deliver, or this is how many small size work that we can deliver, or this is how many medium size work that we can deliver. So that's predictability. So we know that if a work comes in, we know when we can and when we cannot deliver something. We know when to say no. We know our capacity as a team. And this is something that would have been built over a period of time. It could be 6 months, it could be 1 year. It depends on how long the team has been working in the Agile way for. Because a fairly new Agile team will struggle initially. You know that Tuckman Ladder's team stages, I think, is forming, storming, norming, performing, and for teams that are adjourning. Right, so that's predictability. That's one of the reasons that metrics are good. However, metrics can drive the wrong behaviors. So one of the things that can happen is that we can be tempted to start comparing teams. So if there's no metrics, there's nothing to compare. We just keep delivering value to customers. But that will not help the team because we don't know how we're doing. So let me just suggest here. One thing I'll suggest is that metrics should only be used for the team the metrics is for. It should not be used as comparison. I hardly put out how do I put it? I hardly say categorically what I'm proposing, but this time metrics is a very tricky bit in Agile project management. So metrics should not be used to compare teams. So metrics can drive the wrong behaviors, and when you start comparing teams, then we can want to find a way around it. So if we're saying one team is delivering more than the other, then one team could start picking easy work so that they ramp up the number of work they're delivering. What else? There could be not so good hygiene in Jira or in any system that they're using. So one popular not metrics per se, one popular way to visualize how teams are working, apart from predictability. Predictability just says how much work can you do. regardless of the value it is. There is the Burndown chart. So the Burndown chart is like a graph. On one axis, it has the number of work or user stories or story points that you're putting in at the start of a given period. So say sprint or PI, planning increments. And then over time on the other axis, on the x-axis, it has work over time. So ideally, burn down chart should be burning down. So you cannot just you can't see a burn down chart that goes straight down. No, that's fake. So it should be showing that work is getting done, because it only reflects when you move things in the system that the work is being monitored on, where the work is being visualized on. So once work is completed or is in progress, it is moved on the system, so it should reflect on Jira. So burn down chart is a common one, and is a good way to know how the teams are picking up the work. And when it starts plateauing for a long time, then the team, the Scrum Master or anyone looking at that graph can start understanding that there might be blockers in the team. There might be things that are slowing the teams down at that period. So maybe in the next video, I'll just cover something around blockers. So blockers or impediments is a very common thing, and I just want to break it down a little bit so people understand it. So I'll leave it there for today, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers. Bye-bye.